Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Demo Days, day 3. Listen, we almost didn't get on here today. I had so many technical difficulties for really no reason at all. My HD cameras, neither of them would connect to my computer. I didn't want to use the built-in camera, but I think it looks pretty good. Y'all can let me know in the comments if it's clear. I've gotten so accustomed to using a USB HD camera that it just feels funny using the built-in camera. But this is a new laptop. We did upgrade at the end of 2023 to a new machine. I think it looks okay. It's gonna have to be okay. It is what it is. We're on here now, and we are ready for today's demo. And excuse me, y'all, I'm losing my voice or something. It's been so cold the past 2 nights. I've, been waking up through the night freezing, and then my throat is scratchy when I get up, but we're gonna get through this demo. I know that my voice will not fail me. In today's demo, we are going to work on a strategy that I call verify, then trust. I know we've all heard the phrase trust but verify, which means believe something or believe somebody until you can conduct full research to get the answer for yourself to know if they're giving you the full truth or not. Well, we're going to change that around. We're going to verify, then trust, particularly when we're talking about using generative AI chatbots, i.e., Google Gemini or ChatGPT, because those are the two that we've been focused on this week during demo days. So let me just go ahead and hop on into a chat bot and show y'all what I'm talking about. I'm going to jump over into Google Gemini and I'll just show y'all a thread that I created. Was it yesterday? Yesterday during my differentiated instruction full day seminar that I did. When I say verify, then trust. What you have to do is feed the chatbot first, either by giving it information to review or asking it questions and you reviewing the answer. What you want to do is establish common language. You want to make sure that you and the chatbot are on the same page before you just start generating content that you're going to share with your students if you are a classroom teacher, or share with your clients if you are a consultant. We want to get the best output that we can. We know that what we put in equals to what we get out, or the quality of what we put in equals to the quality of what we get out of these AI platforms. So we got to do our own due diligence. My first prompt, that initial prompt, and I'm in Google Gemini right now, is are you familiar with the gallery walk strategy? Okay, I was teaching differentiated instruction yesterday, and gallery walk was one of those high value strategies that I recommend teachers use when they want to get some quick differentiation in their classrooms that doesn't require a whole lot of planning and upfront preparation. It does require some planning, but not a whole lot. And of course, the planning now can be greatly reduced because we do have these AI platforms. So I want to verify first, then I'll know that I can trust the information that's coming out of the chatbot. Are you familiar with the gallery walk strategy? Gemini said, yes, I am familiar with the gallery walk strategy. It's a collaborative learning technique that gets students actively engaged by moving around the classroom to explore different informational stations. Okay, that is an acceptable definition. I know that we are on the same page, but Google Gemini will always take it a step further And it wants to really let you know, hey, I do know what I'm talking about. So here's a breakdown of the strategy, and it gives the breakdown for setting up the gallery, what student exploration should look like, and how to share and discuss as they are visiting each exhibit in the gallery walk. Now, if I didn't like the terminology that this used, I could have gone back and forth with the chatbot to say, instead of using exploration, use exhibit. But I'm not that picky. I've been teaching long enough that I know that one word means another one. So I'm okay with this. I can move forward. They also suggest some ways that, or some purposes, some reasons that you might want to implement the gallery walk. So, gallery walks can be used for various purposes, such as analyzing historical documents or literary works, providing peer feedback on student projects, brainstorming ideas on a particular topic. I primarily used it for peer feedback, but also to explore various content. So when I wanted students to kind of have a preview of the topics to come across the unit, then we would do an exploratory gallery walk to kind of get them familiar with what's going to be coming. So I'm satisfied with that. I'm going to move to my first follow up prompt. Great. Y'all, we always want to validate the chatbot. We want to be on good terms with Gemini and ChatGPT and whoever else we're using. Great. Can you outline a gallery walk for introduction to chemical reactions? The gallery walk should include 6 exhibits. They use the term explorations. I used exhibits that are a mix of multimedia resources and activities. Now, my follow up prompt was not very specific. And it wasn't that specific because this was just to model the model feeding the chatbot. It wasn't modeling prompting. Prompting is another demo day. We'll get into what you need to include in your prompt, but now we're just modeling getting on the same page with the chatbot. So it gave me the materials that I would need to set up this gallery walk, the steps to prepare for it, and then it described what should be located at each station. We know that Gemini is going to give us multiple versions, 3 drafts, so I can walk through each of these and decide which one I like best. So after we review these, I can decide either I want to use them or I don't want to use them, or I can just continue prompting. Let's continue prompting. It gave me these station recommendations, if you will. Station one, the change game is visual and act type visual and activity. That doesn't make sense. Visual and activity. Oh, it's a visual station and it's an activity station. Okay. It told me the materials and it told me on chart paper list physical changes, and it only gave me 2 in parentheses, and it said ask students to identify the key differences between physical and chemical changes. So here's what I want to do for station one. Please generate the list of physical changes that I should use. So I'm just going to make Google Gemini do more of the work. Also, generate the examples of chemical changes that I should include. So it's nice that it told me what I should do at station one, but I would still need to come up with the list of physical changes and the examples of the chemical changes. So I'm just going to ask Gemini to go ahead and do that for me too. Since you're already working on this, go ahead and do it. And now it gives me that. So I can just continue this and build out each of those 6 stations if I wanted to do that. Let's do the same thing in Chat GPT and let's see what we get. So we've got to do our verify then trust. Get on the same page with the chatbot. Let's make sure we are talking about the same thing. Are you familiar with the essential components for a well, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I was going to ask it, are you familiar with the essential components of problem-based learning? But I need to first ask it, are you familiar with problem-based learning? Let me just start with that, not jumping right into the 7 essentials. All right, but it gave me 5 of them. Uh, Problem based learning is a teaching method where students learn through solving real world problems rather than traditional instruction where content is delivered first and then practiced. PBL flips the script. I like that. Students encounter a problem or challenge first, and then through research, collaboration, and critical thinking, they work to find solutions. Y'all know I'm a huge PBL person. So let's see, presenting the problem, research and inquiry, collaboration, critical thinking and problem solving, presenting findings. I know that we are on the same page of what PBL is. So I'm going to ask it, are you familiar with the 7 essentials of a PBL project? I know it gave me the 5 characteristics, but I want to know if it is familiar with the 7 essentials. Okay. So it said, yeah, the 7 essentials framework outlines key components of a successful problem based learning project. And then it goes on to list those 7 essentials. Honestly, y'all, my 7 essentials look slightly different from the 7 that I got from ChatGPT, but they are closely aligned. I'm okay with it. I can make the small adjustments myself. I'm always going to make some small adjustments to whatever I get out of the chatbot. Even when I verify then trust, I'm still not going to use exactly what I get because I have to think about the individuals that I'm going to be implementing this with. ChatGPT, Google Gemini, no other chatbot is going to know the nuances of the students that I might be working with or the group of educators who I might be training. It's not going to know that of the 30 educators I'm working with today, 2 of them are principals, 3 of them are superintendents, 4 of them are teachers who are on the verge of quitting. It can't know all of those dynamics. So I'm still going to have to go back and apply those things before I can use this activity with them. But I'm satisfied with this for now. Now that I have the 7 essentials, thank you for that. Now, please generate a PBL project that will allow educators to explore. What do I want educators to explore? What's a problem we need to solve? What's a good problem that educators need to solve? Let's not say educators, let's say school leaders to explore the nuances of recruiting and retaining high quality teachers. Now, why would I walk school leaders? Why would I have school leaders doing a PBL? They're not students. Well, a lot of times school leaders need a fun way to explore the problems that they are trying to solve. Just sitting in a boardroom and talking about the problem and talking about possible solutions and going back to past things that we've done, sometimes that doesn't work because each leader is only thinking through their own lens. They're not really exploring the problem from all angles. Sometimes I like to put school leaders, I like to help them walk through their problems as if they were students. This also helps them practice the strategies that I am going to be implementing with their teachers. It gives them an added layer of empathy so that when they're going into these classrooms and they're observing teachers, they have experienced this strategy for themselves. They've seen all of the possible things that come up as this activity is going on. And they know, well, if that came up with us and we're just simulating it, imagine the issues that might pop up in the classroom while teachers are implementing it. Now they know what they're looking for when they go in to observe. So, this is consultants, y'all need to catch this. Educators, y'all need to catch this too. School leaders, you also need to catch it. You can't effectively observe something if you don't know what it is, if you've never participated in it, if you haven't been trained on it. How do you give a balanced evaluation? How do you give substantive feedback to your teachers when you're telling them to implement strategies that you don't understand how they work, that you have never implemented, you have never participated in? So, yeah, if I'm going into a building and I'm going to train teachers on using digital escape rooms, I want the school leaders to participate in a simulated digital escape room. So when they go into the classroom, they don't think, oh, this is chaotic. The teacher doesn't have any type of structure going on here. The kids are just playing and running all over the place. No, I've practiced this strategy before. I know how it works. It was so much fun when I did it. I know how excited I got. I know how stressful it can be when the time is running down. So now they can evaluate that teacher through a clear lens. Y'all, I work with a school leader up in South Carolina. I met her because she came to a conference session of mine where we were doing digital escape rooms. She brought me into South Carolina 3 different instances to run that activity with her educators. And so that's the value in when you're training school leaders, use these same classroom strategies as the method for training them on whatever problem it is you're helping them solve. That is a nugget for the consultants. And teachers, I got y'all's back because when I go in with your school leaders, I really do, talk up what y'all are doing and try to help them understand what they're looking at when they come in the classroom. Okay, back to the demo. So, generate a PBL project that will allow school leaders to explore the nuances of recruiting and retaining high quality teachers. Let me see what it gives me. It might not be on point with this, so, not all the time, just because you feed the chatbot first, it's still going to get it right. The title of the PBL, Talent Quest, Recruiting and Retaining High Quality Teachers. What is their driving question? Okay, if I look back up here at the 7 essentials, it said we needed to have a driving question, and there it is. Um, how can school leaders attract and retain quality teachers to ensure student success? They give an overview of the PBL project, and then it breaks down those essential components that I told it must include. It kind of gives me the rationale for each of those. It even highlights the project deliverables, which I did not ask for yet. And now I also, because in my PBL projects, I don't just have the students working in groups where they're doing those generic roles of the researcher, the timekeeper, the materials manager. We don't do that. We take on the roles of real life stakeholders. So I do want to add, I'd like for each participant to take on the role of real life stakeholders. Classroom teachers, this is how we teach our students empathy. This is how we teach them to critically analyze data from various perspectives. Give me a list of real world stakeholders who might be involved in solving the problem of recruiting and retaining high quality teachers. So, as my school leaders engage in this mock PBL, this is twofold here. It's going to help them, again, understand the strategy that they're asking their teachers to implement. They get to model it in real time. It's also going to get them out of their own frame of thinking and get them thinking like someone else who's going to be involved in solving this problem. By doing this activity, it's going to help them when they go in to solve this problem for real to be more open minded, empathetic, and to understand the challenges that are coming from all of the other stakeholders. So, who did they say are the stakeholders that would be involved? School administrators, human resources personnel, teachers, teachers' unions or associations, students, families, and parents. I don't think parents and families are involved with the process of recruiting and retaining high quality teachers, but they should be. Community leaders and organizations, they should be as well. Our higher ed institutions, government officials, and policymakers, they definitely impact the ability to recruit and retain high quality teachers. Education researchers and experts, professional development providers. Yeah, y'all need to get me involved in recruiting and retaining your high quality teachers. And alumni networks. Y'all, this is an excellent, that's my mama calling me. She probably watching me on live and then decided to call me while I'm still on here. Um, y'all, this is a great PBL. I would even do this. I would do this with school leaders I'm training. I would do this with students that I'm working with. This would make a great project if you're teaching high school students who are taking teaching as a profession. I know a lot of high schools offer an education track in their CTE or CTAE department. This will be a great activity to do with your students. A lot of times, our students think, why don't they just hire more teachers or why don't they just do ABC? Nothing is as simple as just doing it. I know Nike led us to believe that just do it, but these processes are layered and they involve a lot of people. So sometimes it's not as easy as just getting it done. All right. So I taught y'all a lot here today. The real lesson was using the verify, then trust method by feeding your chatbot, getting on the same page, making sure you're using the same language with that initial prompt of, are you familiar with? Right. And then ask as many of those questions as you need to until you feel comfortable that you and the chatbot are speaking the same language. From there, go ahead and ask it what you really want it to do, and then you have something that is almost ready for classroom use or for client use, but you know you still have to go back and review this and clean up any little nuanced information that is specific to the group of individuals that you are going to be working with. So I hope today's demo was helpful. Y'all leave me some comments. Let me know what you thought, and if you are catching this via the replay, that means you're going to be on my YouTube link because that's how I've been sharing it. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. Y'all, I have 41 YouTube subscribers already. Getting to 50 should be no problem this week since I'm doing a live demo every single day. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, y'all. help me hit 50 by the end of this week. I will see you all in tomorrow's demo day. I don't know what time it is. So just make sure you have notifications turned on whatever page you're following me on, and you'll get my post when I shoot out tomorrow's demo time. Thanks, y'all. Have a great day.